Hello everybody, welcome back. Good morning. Let's have a look at the charts. So things are up green since bouncing from this horizontal, this $112,000 zone for Bitcoin. Since then, we reclaimed the center of a Bollinger Band and ever so slightly just recently, over the last 4 hours, the 21 exponential. Because we've bounced so far, it looks like there's a very good chance of actually not death crossing on the 4 hourly. There's no bearish divergence since the bounce. Nothing like that at all, actually. So it to me, it does look like it wants to bounce and probably reverse and then go to new all-time highs. That's what it looks like right now. Obviously, things can change. Moving over to the daily, you can see if we just zoom right in close that we're still below quite a few moving averages, and so the resistances above us are as this. We've got 115,700, and then you've got a big one around 117,360. And once they've been cleared on the daily, you're basically ready to go. Lots of altcoins also have this, which is a single drive of hidden bullish divergence. So one drive's not normally enough to mean a great deal, but it means something, but it's not normally enough to trigger, a big reversal. However, since the dump, the big crypto dump that yours truly did tell you about before the dump happened, which should count for something, we've now reached an area where we have a very good chance of reversing, but all eyes on the 117,000, 4, 5, 600 or thereabouts. Remember, when you've got prices this high, small moves, like a 1% move is over $1,000. So, remember, that, when you talk about, the fractions of a percent, we're talking hundreds of dollars here. Gone are the days, aren't they, where, you know, $1,000 move on Bitcoin is like 25% or whatever. Uh, Not anymore. Jeez. I'll tell you what, I mean, time in the market certainly counts for a lot. I know it's feels impossible to stay in crypto for many, many years, but I still have the Bitcoins that I bought at $4,000, And so when you see fluctuations in the market, when you hold, Bitcoins from that level, it's, you gotta have some balls of steel. It's not only that though. I've got XRPs from Ethereum's from all the way back down, ridiculous amounts. So these moves, as much as I can anticipate them, I generally don't like to look at the portfolio as it happens, but being prepared for it before it happens counts for a bit, I'd say. Right, so that's Bitcoin. Again, we've got resistances above us, but we also have signs of reversal over here. Now, obviously, we've got the S&P pre-market has opened, obviously, and that's bouncing also. So we like that because this is the one. Well, there was two things that we were kind of waiting for over the weekend, which is Monday morning. We've got the pre-market, which is bouncing from a 200 exponential, which is all part of a golden cross on the S&P. So that's decent. We're getting that. That's happening. And the Dixie has actually sort of started to creep up a little bit again. But I still think that this is ready for further downside for potentially a double bottom between now and September. So the 4 hourly has front run that golden cross. But the size of the drop that we saw on Friday was pretty decent. So supports at 98.2, and then a big one down here at 96.2, and then below that, if it does break, which I'm not suggesting it will do, it would be a pretty sizable drop and a change of behavior that would encourage stocks, crypto, and everything to basically just rocket like a mother. What else could we look at, really? I mean, we did the Patreon live stream last night. Lots of altcoins look the same, and they will basically trend as one. They're nothing special. They're all kind of just meandering and will go up through association with a market which goes green. There was a handful of coins which were really good. Without showing you them all, they're pretty much the boring ones, really, or the ones that were, usually boring. Algorand being one of them is pretty boring, but it presented with a great setup yesterday, bouncing from a golden cross on a daily, which normally tends to give a V-shaped recovery, and maybe even further than that. So Algorand got the royal seal of approval. Again, they were the most boring coins that were showing the signs of life. And I'm not suggesting that these are millionaire starter kits, but they are pretty sweet. Look at Litecoin, for instance. Litecoin is already breaking out of its consolidation and golden crossed across the board. We're just waiting to see for the money flow index to start to pick up. We've already broken out from the RSI as well, so Litecoin looks like a good scenario. Algorand, XLM. There was a whole handful of them. There was a heap of them, but then there was also the majority of altcoins, which basically are not looking like this at all. And I'm not suggesting that those will not move at all. I'm not saying that at all. But if you are going to be trading or buying into strength or looking for setups, you want to go for the bullish ones and not the hopium ones. There's plenty of hopium in the market. I don't see why there should be. When a coin looks like it's a down-only chart, you can't just buy it blindly and hope that you bought the bottom. You might as well look at charts that are breaking out if you're looking to get into trades. And yeah, there's a few of them that we saw last night. A small majority, but the majority generally were pretty poor. Right, I'll leave it with you there. Nothing much more to say. Good luck out there. It's a choppy market, but it does look like it's on the road to recovery. All right, thanks for watching. Hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.